Hey, Marty, how's it going, man?
Hey guys, how are we doing?
Doing great. Good to
Good.
see you. Yeah. Desert
Good to be
Dawn
seen.
is out. Yeah, good. Where are you right now? It's very beautiful view.
I'm in Chicago. I'm in a backyard, my backyard, my hideaway. This is my, if I could do this, my think tank.
Hey,
The TV.
look at
Nice.
that. Above ground pool. Love it.
Of course,
Love it.
if I have a bad signal, I'll move inside.
Okay,
but
cool.
We
You
have
might wanna
definitely have a
move
delay.
Yeah, definitely have a delay. Yeah.
All right, we'll move inside.
Tell us about the movie.
So we filmed in a tough moment, if you remember, with the strikes happening. So it pushed like
Yeah.
5 months, and but in doing so, it allowed Kellen and I to have some discussions about the script, as it had so many different things that were going on that he wanted to become more a part of, and I was super glad to hear that. Last thing you want is your lead to come in going, well, I don't know, what do you think? I really don't know. He was very, very, very well prepared, and he asked the producers and I to stay involved with the script and the story and the writer, and kind of build the characters as we're going, as they evolve, because we had, in casting certain people and him not knowing who was going to be that, cast member for particular roles, he felt it evolving. So it was great. He felt it as I did. So it was great. Yeah.
Well, you've got a great cast. Kellen Lutz, Cam. I can never pronounce Cam's last name.
I'm going to go with Guigné, but it's the butchering of it because I don't have the French accent.
There you go. There you go. I knew I.
When said correctly, it's killer.
Well, hey, let's all of us, and we have about 2,000 people watching live right now. Let's look at the trailer for Desert Dawn, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Here it is. Let's go.
I, Luke Easton, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Let me introduce you to our new sheriff.
It's gonna be a fun adventure working with you.
Luke, good to have you back, son. Did you get a chance to see Cheyenne yet?
I never should have left.
And we did you.
What do we got? We have a suicide. We have a murder. And a bag full of money. Yeah.
You have my money.
Who's this?
The man who's gonna have you killed.
I can't do this without you.
You're gonna get us both killed.
I need you to pick up a package for me.
My name is Fernando Carrillo. I run the Juarez cartel. You have something that belongs to me.
Light him up!
What makes you think I'll work for you?
What are you gonna do?
If you hurt her, I will kill you. Don't play games with me.
Nice. It's obviously it's got elements kind of Western mixed with like a cop thriller.
Yeah, we good. That was the plan. We like the New Mexico, Nevada vibe. Mexico. We need to sell the story that, hey, this is the middle of where it happens. We're on the border. Anything can happen at any second, and you wanted to have a little. We have a lot of diversity with the locations, the people, and what you're seeing. So it was a perfect location that was El Bravo Films that they had out there, and they've done about 5 or 6 movies utilizing different spots. So it worked out. It was great for me. Yeah,
Now, how was the we have a lot of questions from our chat
sure.
that want to hit you up with, but how do you deal with the gunplay? There's a lot of I've like this John Wick documentary just came out, and they use a lot of digital effects for bullets. Well, how did you handle? There's obviously a lot of gunplay in the film, and that's Rust came out. That was a tragic behind the scenes story.
Yeah.
But how did you approach the gunplay in action?
Delicately, but I was prepared for it. I think it was a big part of my background is the stunt world. I was a stunt man for 23 years. Been very familiar with gun safety, and the procedures. I did the show Empire for 3 or 4 seasons where there's a lot of gunplay. So in taking into account the tragedy that happened, and my experience with getting the shots you need, there were very rare moments where there was any even blanks being fired towards other actors. And if they were, we were cheating the cameras and offsetting them so that they're not even shooting in that direction. A lot of them were plugged. And then we just cut out. We're like, we don't need it. If we want to get them shoulder to shoulder where we can see where they're at, there's no shots. We would use, air gun that you would use like for pellet gun or paint gun, the little air deals.
Yeah.
And you would still get that kick. So it'd be like, and then it helps the special effects and sound match it and the actors are reacting to those actual little sounds, albeit not a 40 millimeter 40 caliber, but
Right.
but it was enough to allow actors to act and give them something to work with.
Yeah. We've got, like I said, almost 2,000 people watching live. Let's take some questions from our audience that's watching. Alan, if you would, I'll put them up on screen.
Yes. I will not eat the bugs. I see that Guillermo Ivan is in the film. He was great in the Michael J. White film, As Good as Dead. Looking forward to the movie.
Oh, there you go.
More coming.
Can I say something about Guillermo?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Guillermo. He owned a 5-page dialogue. He came in so well prepared for this role that he asked for extensions upon the 2 pages we gave him to understand his character prior to his read. And he came in on set and owned it, the 5 pages without stopping. And he was someone that was so professional that I can't wait to work with him again. And he knows that. So
that's great.
it's killer.
That's great.
Solomon Thornton, greetings, Sir Marty. Any advice for beginning filmmakers? Also love the movie title.
Great. I think the most important thing is going to be what's on the paper. That's you can go and meet somebody who has money. You can go meet a producer that has a lot of things happening. You can meet the right actor. When it gets down to it, you've just done 3, 4, 5, 6 months of work, and they read it and they're like, you get that kind of moment. So the paper, the script is super, super, super important. And when you talk about the script, that title, that came out during the filming, and Marty wants the desert. It's got to be desert, and then our producer looked over and he said it, the title, and because we were doing a shot at dawn. I'm sorry, and then there's other interesting things to that title, but I hope you loved it. I mean, it was a team effort right there for sure.
Is there advice you would give to a new filmmaker regarding doing an action film?
You know what? There's a lot of good stunt performers that do previses now. And I think it's a great idea to take a stunt coordinator or stunt person even and go with them, work out at their gym and get an understanding about how people fall, how they react, where they're going to fall, and how you sell that shot using just your iPhone or your whatever phone you have. And that'll start to get you in the right position to be in the right position to get the shots you'll need. And you'll start to feel the energy within the people, what felt real, what felt fake. So you don't have to do it when you might be doing a 5-minute short or a 15-minute, or you're trying to do your 30-second reel. I would highly recommend grabbing somebody. They love to do it. They love to do it. It's 900% of the time for me. It's been free because it's you're improving on filmmaking and make it safer and helping somebody build up.
All right, ADL's 24. Cam Gigadu has never played a role that wasn't memorable in. Do you remember the first time you saw him act, and how did you work with him on approach the part of John Seitz?
Well, I saw him on Twilight, working with Kellen, and they had a rapport that was like I have brothers, so it was kind of like big brother, little brothers, middle brothers fighting with older brothers, or a cousin. You guys know how that might go, or sisters. I have two of those. Anyways, they had that rapport on camera, and it was really cool to see that they didn't really have to say words a lot of times. They could just throw that look out there, emphasize it without yelling, just kind of give a lean in moment. And that was a big thing that I remembered about Cam and what Kellen had, that energy between them. And I hoped that would come out in this film. That's why I asked, Al and Justin Nesbitt to bring him in. And Mike Piz is like, oh my God, we love Cam. We love Cam. And yeah, I don't think they've worked together before in a long time. I go, that's exactly what we want. We want the uncomfortableness. It played into the role. They haven't seen each other and worked together in 12, how many years? And then the same idea with the story. So for me, it was a perfect fit for Cam.
Awesome. Mexican Iron Man for 5. As a dad of a 12-year-old, I think we need more male action stories and movies like this, like what some of us had in the 80s and 90s. Trailer looks great.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Oh, you made it?
Yeah, that's what I grew up on, 80s, 90s, and hearing Al needing a director that has kind of lived it, been there, done that, and wanting and able and accessible for what we needed to build for energy around the script. I was like, yeah, buddy, that's me.
All right. Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel. What color correction program did you use to keep the yellow and blue tones for the film?
Of course, there's a coloring question. Brandon Ruiz, our DP, had the eye enough where he was showing me things on set. I don't know what program he used. Wait, it's on the tip of my tongue. Wasn't what Black Magic used. It was, but anyways, Brandon Ruiz did the color correction himself. And his program it's a very cool one-word name. I'll think about it. I'm sure it'll pop in there. But when he started to show me some hints of it on his lens, and after he would take it home and edit it the next day, that's when I kind of fell in love with what he was seeing. And as you know, I could only put it out there as an idea, and then he goes with what he thinks, and then he kind of brings in the tones, yay or nay, and he killed it. Yeah.
All right. ADLs, how long has the screenplay been in the making? How long has this been making the rounds within industry circles, and how did it end up in your lap? What about the script stood out to you that made you want to tackle the project?
Sure. Chad Law was one of the writers, and I had worked with Chad before on a couple scripts with Justin Nesbitt. And Justin and I have been together 15 years. This script had only been out 2 years, but it was never sent out. It was something that was being held for that exact right character and sub character, and with Nico Foster, Kellen, and Cam, it kind of came together at the time when everybody was losing their rights on scripts, their right on cast because of the union deal, and nobody wanted to put money up, and nobody wanted to, because next thing you're holding someone's money for 4, 5, 6 months, and that doesn't bode well for keeping your investors happy. So we showed them that we had a script that was ready to go. Kellen was on board. Al Bravo did all the legwork with that. And when he called in, he's like, hey, if you're good, I'm going to try and package it. I go, sign me up. Let's go. I had a little gig here and there lined up, but I was back to, I picked up the directing hat again about last year, the year prior. So it worked out well.
All right. Ryan Landis says, beautifully shot. Also, was the color correction program Resolve?
Resolve. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. All right. Patrick Lemire, No Country for Lawman. Lawman. Sons and Shadows, do you have an intention for physical media release down the road?
Not that I'm aware of. I leave it up to the guys with those big hats. I think it's Saban is delivering it.
Yeah.
You know, we have a few theaters, but it's mainly just streaming, Apple, Amazon, and that. Yeah.
Yeah. Saban. Yeah, that's usual Saban MO.
Yeah.
ADL's 24, with a tight 89-minute running time, was there any footage you left on the cutting room floor, or did most things you filmed make it to the screen?
Luckily, I'd say 95% of what we filmed made the screen. There was the only issues we mainly had were sound, because we'd be out in the desert and taking off and running around and chase scenes. You might lose it with a terror deck or lose your signals. You know, there were times where I'm hanging on the side of a truck and, you know, holding on to our microphone guy, and he's got a harness on and with me in the truck, and I go, just stay harnessed in, don't reach, you know. But those are the funny little, you know, we know we got to do another take. We know we have ADR. We did want to utilize a little more drone footage for the chase scenes, but when you get back down to, you know, this type of a film, it really comes down to what's right here. So I didn't want to get lost in big visionary wide scoping shots in the middle of a shot.
And last question we have right here.
All right, from ADL's 24, you have some returning actors like Chad and Nico Foster from Desert Dawn returning for your next film, Dogs. What can you tell us about that project, and when will that potentially see a release?
Well, we do have Nico back and Chad. Those were the two per my request, mainly to have them together because they had that charisma. Anyways, I think you guys see that. I don't know what else to add. I don't want to give too much away. We're in the edit process right now, so it's more or less piecing together the story to hit that time mark, that 90-minute mark that we all love, 92-minute that our distributors love. So it's another fun shoot, shot in Nevada through El Bravo Films.
Is Desert Dawn out now?
It is. Came out 3 days ago.
Sweet. So Desert Dawn is out on, you can see it. Marty, thank you for talking to us today in the middle of a storm in Chicago.
It's very green outside.
I love it.
Green is good.
Have a great rest of your week. Congrats on the movie. Take care.
Thanks so much, guys.
See ya.
Thank you.
See ya.